Hi everybody, it's Craig here.
And Sue from Robinson Voss Partners. Just a quick Friday update for everyone. I'm going to just give you a little bit of an update on the stimulus measures and how they're being rolled out, and then Craig's going to have a look at business planning, tax planning and moving forward. So firstly, I'd just like to mention the Victorian Government business grants, the 10 grand grants. They were previously available only to people that were affected by the restrictions that came down in Victoria. So there were some quite tight guidelines there. That's recently been expanded to include any business that is enrolled in JobKeeper, regardless of the industry sector that you're in. So the applications for that close on 1st of June, so be aware that that one is happening. JobKeeper, the payments are being rolled out now, started arriving yesterday, so that's working pretty well. The cash flow boost, which was the original one that people applied for based on the W2 on their activity statement, those are also arriving pretty quickly after your activity statements have been lodged. The only other one I want to mention too is the early access to super. Now, while we're not advising on that specifically, I know people are interested in it. There are a few rules for that. You need to apply for it yourselves through your MyGov account if that is something you're interested in. It's available to people who are unemployed or eligible to receive job seeker payment and a few other Centrelink type allowances. It's also available to people who have been made redundant or their working hours have been reduced by 20% or more. So if that's something that you're interested in, we'll provide a link to that on after this webinar. So that's pretty much all I wanted to cover off on, just to keep it short and sweet, and I'll pass over to Craig.
Thanks, Sue. Obviously, we are rolling out now through the government packages, and we've got everybody eligible we can. Some businesses have missed out for various different reasons, so it's just a reminder that you can become eligible at a future point in time. So continue to keep your records up to date. Speak to us if you do think you are going to be affected in any way, and we still might be able to get you eligible in the future. Now that we've got most of the stimulus packages under control, we're turning our focus to tax planning, which is something that we always do at this time of year. I think it's very, very important this year that we give a lot of focus in this area, mainly because there's a lot of incentives and write-offs this year that have gone up, such as the instant asset write-off, which has increased in value quite substantially. There's obviously reporting and recording of the various government stimulus packages, some of which is taxable, some of which is not. So all of these things do tend to add up to business income or affect your profitability. And we do want to make sure that we're well planned for this year, understand your positions, understand what your expected tax positions are going to be, so that we go into the end of the year with full information. And obviously one of the key factors is looking at your cash flow for positions coming up, through the next few months and for the rest of this isolation period and then the release of. So obviously we're expecting a bit of news today around that. We're all hoping we'll come out of it. I'm not too sure how quickly, but over the next few months, it looks like we'll be going to some sort of normality, but we do need to be well planned and well managed heading into the next financial year. So reach out to us. We've got a lot of information coming out regards tax planning. We'll continue to communicate via email and some of the upcoming lodgement deadlines. But by all means, please reach out to the office, contact us, and we can and work you through what we think is pertinent for your business needs. I'd like to wish all the mothers out there a great Mother's Day this weekend, and we'll look forward to catching up with you all very shortly. So take care and have a great weekend. Thanks.
Thanks, Craig. See you, people.
Bye.